So here's the rundown. These little pussies over at A&E, friggin' copyright claimed by video. I just recorded a whole video, edited together, of me reacting to some A&E dope bust, and then it was like, oh yeah, just cut out this little segment, like that's like you can't use that, or else your viewers won't be able to watch it. And then so I did, and then it was like, oh, actually you have to cut out the whole video. So, which I don't understand, because I swear like almost every other YouTuber react to A&E, so I'm gonna react to this now. And see if it works if I just don't do it in full screen. Because I did do it in full screen, so maybe that's what it was. So here we go. Freaking Court Cam Top 5 Outrageous Outbursts. Part 3. I don't know why I'm on Part 3, but that's the one that was recommended, so I'm going to do it. Part 3 it is.
We're headed south. Way south. To Wollongong, Australia for a Senate.
Oh my goodness. Wollongong, Australia, dude? That's crazy, mate.
Hearing.
I want to see this.
Seated inside what's known as the dock is the defendant.
What, was this age restricted? No, it's not. Okay.
25-year-old Jesse Rose.
The doc, they put him in jail before he even...
rugby league player pleaded guilty to the charge of reckless wounding for an assault captured in this surveillance video.
Oh no.
After receiving a complaint about Rose's drunken behavior in a pub, he and his mate were asked to leave by
like he said mate, like he was trying to like cater to the Australian audience.
Security. But when he refuses, a second camera shows things turning physical. And one of the security guards ends up on the floor.
Oh man, the tussle.
Backing away from the situation, Rose then hurls his drinking glass at the downed
Oh
man.
man, you wasted your drink.
Him in the head.
Oh, you hit him in the head with a shot.
The guard suffered serious injuries, including a laceration and depressed skull. Now at sentencing, Rose's attorney made a case to not send him to jail, claiming he's a changed man.
What? I thought he was gonna claim like self-defense or something stupid.
Down a steady job and living on the straight and narrow.
Doubt.
But Judge Andrew Hasler makes it clear this is no kangaroo court.
I like his fake hair.
Stating that the assault was too serious to consider leniency.
Yeah, dude, put him in jail,
now,
bro.
He announces Rose's sentence: 14 months in prison.
14 months.
But as
that's a lot.
Closes for the defendant,
he's gonna jump out.
He kicks another one wide open.
Oh dang. I'm a changed man, sir. As he starts freaking out. What is his camera quality, man? This is on. What is his camera quality? This is 1080p. Look at this. This is dog aids. I'm a changed man. Have this chair.
Unhappy with his sentence, Rose perhaps channels his rugby days and boots open the divider door. It's unclear what he says to these two security guards.
Yeah, you can barely make out his face, let alone what he's saying. Yeah, dude, these security guards are doing nothing.
After some more jawing, Rose takes things up a notch and throws not one, but 2 chairs at the guards. Those are not folding chairs Rose just tossed.
No dip.
Those are standard office chairs weighing...
Look at that cop! Did you see this officer? Look at it. He comes up, he comes to get him, and he just falls over.
Office chairs weighing up to 60 pounds, or
he just falls over.
27 kilograms in Australia.
Oh my god.
What you might have missed is this guard who
he's
sneaks
gonna
around
put him
the
out.
backside of the dock and, like a boomerang, flies back into action. First bobbing and weaving, then going down under for a tackle.
No, he doesn't. He just falls.
With the help of the other guard,
he just fell
then
backwards.
go boomerang, flies
He
back
just
into
fell
action.
like a kid.
First bobbing and weaving,
Look.
then going down under
just
for a
falls.
tackle. With the
So
help of the other
funny.
guard, Rose is pinned to the floor. His girlfriend can be seen in the rear of the courtroom.
Oh great.
He's such a nice guy. Please let him go.
Get Rose to his
Oh my
feet
god.
and escort him out.
Good idea.
For his courtroom tantrum, Jesse Rose was charged with property damage and assaulting a law enforcement officer.
Look at that picture.
An additional 8 months was added to his original 14-month
Oh dang,
sentence.
8 months. That's quite a bit.
Next, we go to Newport, Kentucky for jury selection. The defendant, 34-year-old Mikkel Huggenberg, is charged with assault against a Campbell County deputy.
What is that guy?
Here's Huggenberg at the defense table.
Some of these
attorneys
things
are at the
happen
bench
amazing.
speaking with the judge. Huggenberg gets up in the direction of the potential jury. 2 deputies make their way over, preventing him from getting to the potential jury.
Yeah, at least the police
But
are
the
doing
defendant
something.
is determined to break through.
What are you doing? You are under arrest.
Oh my goodness, he just dropped an officer with 2 slaps. I was just screaming, oh, did he get tased?
What are you doing?
Look, he just dropped this officer with 2 slaps, dude.
Huggenberg slugs one deputy.
No, he didn't. He slapped him.
A taser can be heard.
Early.
The electric jolt came from a device attached to his ankle.
You are under arrest.
Oh dang, they have like freaking
Despite
shot
the
collars on
tasing,
them.
Huggenberg continues.
No. Shock him again.
Of course, he's the one about to be placed into cuffs.
You cannot tell me what to do. I am not a prisoner. I am a free person.
It's not what it sounds like.
Back to the cell, and then I'll talk to the attorneys.
These people, somebody come back here and save me. These people are under arrest.
Huggenberg continues to protest his treatment by deputies.
What are you doing to my arms? Nobody does.
Huggenberg's removed from the court and slapped
So
with
mad.
an additional assault charge. Huggenberg is found guilty and, combined with his original charge, is sentenced to a total of 12 years in prison.
That's it.
Next, we're down under for a hearing
Again.
in Adelaide, Australia.
Back in Australia.
Daniel Nicholson, a 35-year-old father of 4, has been out on bail awaiting trial for weapons charges.
Oh yeah, can't you not have a gun in Australia? It's illegal. Like
Today
no
he's in
guns.
court to find out whether Magistrate Sue O'Connor will allow him to remain out on pretrial release.
I revoke bail. I revoke bail. No.
How about bail? Nice. Nice
Apparently
place.
surprised by the ruling, Nicholson turns to his attorney.
What's going on, bro?
Like, that's where he is. He's like, dude, what have you done? He's like, no,
But
man.
before he gets an answer,
Come on.
Magistrate O'Connor shuts down the conversation.
Take a seat. Take a seat. Miss, please, miss. Please, miss. I'll show you what please, miss is.
Just moments later, perhaps realizing he's about to be locked up, Nicholson decides to bail himself out of the situation.
Oh man, the Great Escape! There he goes! Backflip! Oh, he was screaming. Come on. Come on, get this made it out. Oh, his girlfriend yelling.
Inside what's known as the dock, Nicholson steps up onto a table and delivers a punch to one officer as he tries to restrain him.
Again, it was a slap. He's back in it, and then he...
After slipping through their fingers, he's able to get one foot on top of the divider and launch himself onto a nearby table, and
Which I think he was
then into the
pulled
arms of this
Under
officer.
the nearby table.
With the courtroom descending
Pretty
into
dope.
chaos, a woman makes a plea on Nicholson's
Ah, she keeps
behalf.
screaming. Unbelievable. He's a sick man freaking doing parkour over the divider to try to escape. I love how they scream like that, like something's gonna happen.
But as
Like,
he continues to
let
push his
him
way
go,
toward the
yay.
door, more officers pile on before he can make it there.
Grab the cuffs. Don't do anything silly.
Daniel Nicholson later pleaded
Makes it
guilty
funnier
to
with the
attempting to
accent.
escape custody and 2 counts of recklessly causing harm to a prescribed emergency worker.
What does it even
He
mean?
admitted to being under the influence of crystal meth. And the British
Oh,
court
man.
freaked out. Nicholson was sentenced to 21 months in prison with parole eligibility after 1 year.
That is not a good
As for the
excuse.
original weapons charge,
Sir,
he pled guilty
I was
and was ordered
just
to
under
pay a
meth. I was just on
$320
meth.
fine.
What's going on, bro?
Oh man. So
Next,
good.
we go to a juvenile hearing in Clinton County, Ohio.
Oh, here we go. It's a little
The
kid.
defendant, Chance Macko, who's 17, was charged
17.
with grand theft auto and
Who shot this kid 17? That has to be a newer picture.
robbery.
Look at those cheeks, bro. Looks like he got his jaw broken.
A year earlier, Macko, along with 2 other
He was only
teens,
16 when he
allegedly
did it.
escaped from a halfway house where he was being held on a misdemeanor theft charge,
is
stole
a
a truck,
halfway house?
then took police on a high-speed chase.
Wow,
The chase
he
ended when
sucks at
Macko
driving.
crashed the vehicle into an apartment
Probably because he's only been driving for a
Reportedly
year.
under the
He's
influence at the time of the incident, but thankfully no one was injured.
under the influence too, that's great.
Today, the shackled defendant sits before Magistrate Mark Myers.
Wow, what a nice looking gentleman.
That's Jim Buckner, the court bailiff, who puts his hand on the defendant just before he approaches
Why?
the bench.
Why does he do that?
Mako doesn't seem to appreciate it and reportedly says to Buckner, "You don't put your hands on me."
Yeah, why did he put his hands on him in the first
Buckner makes
place?
his move.
What is happening? What is happening?
He grabs the
That was
defendant.
the slowest chokehold I've ever seen. You're fighting a 17-year-old kid in handcuffs, and it takes you like 10 full seconds to put him in a chokehold.
Puts him
What's
in a
happening?
headlock.
Look at him. What is happening?
Buckner then pulls Mako further back on the chair, not letting go of his neck.
Why? He's a psychopath.
Eventually, the defendant hits the floor.
Wow, dude, that guy probably feels so tough and like full of himself.
But it's not over. Buckner drags the teen across the floor, straight out the door.
What is happening?
But this isn't where the story ends.
Oh man.
A deputy who was in the courtroom reported the incident to the sheriff's
Yeah, didn't do absolutely anything.
office, who later sent the video to the state's attorney general. In exchange for no criminal charges, Buckner
How does this work? I don't understand these things. Like, yeah, you can just quit to like avoid charges, and you can like you can just enter a plea to avoid charges. Like, I don't understand that. Like, just
resigned and surrendered his peace training certification, which means he can no longer work as an Ohio peace officer.
probably good.
As
Exactly
for
like
Mako,
that. I'm an idiot.
He pled guilty to 2 counts of grand theft auto and 1 count of robbery. He was sentenced to a total of 72 months in prison.
That's a bit. That's quite a bit.
Next, we're in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, for the arraignment of Isaiah Gardner.
Oh yeah, let's go. It's on Zoom. This is
The
gonna be
40-year-old
good.
was arrested after reportedly going on a 2-day crime spree
Oh my
that forced
goodness.
a community into lockdown.
Jeez. You're gonna punch him through the
Gardenhire
screen.
reportedly sexually assaulted his girlfriend in her home
That's weird.
and killed her 13-year-old daughter before fleeing to a
Why?
nearby apartment complex. There,
Oh,
he allegedly
weird,
took a
dude.
man and woman hostage, sexually assaulted the female, robbed them, and then stole their car.
Nice.
Gardenhire would eventually turn himself into police.
After going on, you go on a crime
Now,
spree just to
Judge
turn
Sarah
yourself
Spencer
in.
Noggle reads the
Might
long
as well
list
go
of
out.
charges against him.
Guns blazing.
Count 1, homicide, open murder, statutory short form. Count 2, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, weapon use.
Falling
He
asleep.
appears to nod off.
Yeah, he's nodding off. He's
DNA
falling
to be
asleep.
taken upon arrest. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under statute if the assault is committed in place of confinement. Count 6 is unlawful imprisonment.
That was the loudest
Moments later,
yawn
another
he's ever
audible
done.
yawn distracts from the hearing.
DNA to be taken upon arrest. The court may impose a
Goes
consecutive
again.
sentence under statute. And it is also a tier 3 offense.
But the judge stays on track and asks prosecuting attorney David
Oh
Barbary
man,
to
this is
weigh in
amazing.
on Gardenhire's bond conditions.
This guy looks sharp, dude. Look at this guy.
Pretty significant.
Oh dang.
His criminal history consists of violent offenses, weapons offenses, failures to appear in court.
The prosecutor also mentions
Is
that
it green?
Gardenhire was actually out on bond for a separate criminal sexual misconduct case
Oh, man.
in another county when he went on the alleged 2-day crime spree.
In this case, due to the fact that Mr. Gardenhire is both charged with murder and the fact that he was on bond at the time the allegations occurred,
Charge her with murder because she's the one who did it.
With the prosecutor mid-sentence, Gardenhire interrupts,
That's a good excuse.
claiming that his girlfriend should be charged with the murder of her daughter, not him.
Charge her with murder because she's the one who did it.
Isaiah.
Everything else, no.
All right, Mr. Gardenhire, this is your warning. The court will mute your microphone if you speak out of turn again.
That's never been
Your Honor, we
said.
would request that
Let's
Mr.
do
Gardenhire be held without bond, or in the alternative, that bond be set as $2 million cash surety.
All right, thank you. Mr. Barbary, Mr. Gardenhire, I'm going to ask that you behave in a, all right. I'm going to ask you behave in a manner that is appropriate for a court.
Look at the bad kid in the back of the
particularly
class
given the
just
fact
has his
that right now I'm
earbuds in and just
considering
does
whether or
not
not to
care.
allow your release on bond. If I have any more acting out, sir, we're going to turn off your audio and your video. Go ahead and mute his audio and video. Thank you.
Like just to
Further
sit there and
discussing his bond
suffer. That's
conditions,
hilarious.
Gardenhire's
I love
brought
that.
back into the conversation, seemingly even less interested than before.
Right, the court
How's
has
that
considered
possible?
the factors found in MCR 6.106 and finds that bond in the amount of $3 million, cash or surety, is appropriate.
This time, the defendant flips the judge the bird, first with one hand, then follows it up with a hearing-ending two-hander.
All right, go ahead and turn his video off, please.
I love how they blurred that. Look how they blurred that last one.
All right, go ahead and turn his video off, please.
Like you can very obviously see it. And like you can see the top of his finger and the bottom of his finger. It's amazing.
The hearing was ultimately cut short due to Gardenhire's behavior.
I wonder why. Yeah, I wonder. I only wondered.
Isaiah Gardenhire is being held on $3 million bond
That's a lot.
for 12 criminal charges.
That's good though.
Home invasion, first-degree criminal.
Again, you can just like pay
sexual
your way out of
misconduct,
freaking jail. Is that what bond means? I don't
Thanks for
know.
being a fan of Court.
Oh, that was cool. Anyways, that's everything. Hopefully I don't get freaking copyright in the next video. Have a good day.